Look, here's the truth. Your relationship with time sucks. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, you've experienced this before. You've had crazy schedules. You don't know where to go. You're running all over the place. You might even say that you have ADHD because most entrepreneurs, they do have ADHD. But here's the truth. Your business is never going to scale until you fix your relationship with time. Now, my name is Bryce. I've been an entrepreneur for the last 12 years. I've worked with hundreds of entrepreneurs, hundreds of business owners across various different industries. And the ones who were successful versus the ones who weren't, the ones who were able to scale their companies to millions and millions of dollars versus the ones who stay stuck, who quit, who change industries, that one thing is their relationship with time. Now, it's the same thing that billionaires like Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson, Larry Ellison, and other entrepreneurs like Andy Frisella, Dan Martell, Alex Hormozy, it's the same concept that these people put into practice, but so many small business owners never get it. And that, again, is their relationship with time. Now, when you're a small business owner, you're typically very, very good at what you do. You might be very good at installing whatever. You might be very good at sales. You might be very good at building products. But typically as an entrepreneur, you say, hey, I'm so good at this. I'm going to go start my own business. I'm going to be my own boss. And you become the guy wearing all the hats. And the saying that comes about, the saying that everybody throws around, and this is where the biggest misconception is, and if you don't break it, if you don't figure out how to break past this limitation, your business is never going to scale. And that saying is time is money. Now, I can understand the sentiment. I can understand where it comes from, because if you are not making money, you're losing money. But here's the truth. Time is not money. Time is life. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. Time is life. I don't care who you are. We all have limited time. We all have the same amount of hours in a day, and at some point, that time is going to be coming to an end. So time is not money. Time is life. And if you, as an entrepreneur, spend your life thinking that time is money, you are never going to scale, and you are never going to be able to grow your company, because you will never create the leverage necessary to scale. You will always see the dollar figure to every solution. You will count the cost instead of counting the solution. And so until you can wrap your head around time is life, you're never going to scale. Now, how do you do that? The biggest thing, of course, is creating leverage in your company. Now, if you haven't watched my other video on creating leverage, go watch that. I'll include that in the description. But you need to create leverage in your business. Now, what's going to happen if you don't create the leverage in your business? If you don't understand your relationship with time and fix your relationship with time, you are going to spend every waking minute of your business career working on your business. You're going to spend every waking minute of your career working in your business instead of working on your business. And what that means is, rather than focusing on growth, rather than finding the people that you can hire, rather than spending time bringing in new leads, doing the things that you know grows the business, you are going to be spend time fulfilling the product, selling the product, delivering the product, doing all of the servicing that your business does to its customers each and every day. Now, that would not be a problem if you enjoy doing it. If that's how you want to spend your life, then great, go do that. This video is not for you. This video is for people who want to grow, who want to get out of that trap and want to scale. So if you want to scale, then you have to change your relationship with time and understand that as you continue to work in your business, you are not going to be able to execute and create predictable results for your customers. Because at the end of the day, your customers are not buying you, they're buying the standard you set and the delivery that you give. And just Dan Martell says it best, that they're not buying you, they're buying your processes. And so what that means is you as the entrepreneur are expected to give a consistent outcome, a consistent delivery. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, you have to be able to consistently and predictably provide those results. Now, if you, the business owner, are so focused on working in the business because you think time is money, you're going to spend every waking minute being exhausted, being tired, and you're going to get burnt out. And it could be a month, it could be years, but at some point you will get burnt out. And over that time, your performance is going to decline. And so you're not going to be able to provide the standard of service that you would provide to all your customers. And if it doesn't, if you're just some savage and some freak of nature that's able to work 24/7 and you can just deliver on time every time, then props to you. But most people will not be able to do that. And if you do, then you're not going to be able to help your team provide those consistent results. Because what happens a lot of times is business owners get so focused on the time is money. Oh, I gotta work in this business. If you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. And they get so focused to work in the business that they neglect their team. And like I said in my last video, leadership is a full-time job. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, leadership is a full-time job. So even when you're working on the business, if you are not hands-on, you still need to be training, equipping, and teaching your people how to do everything. And that's a whole nother story in The Leverage, so go back and watch that video. But as a business owner, you are responsible to create value for the people that you are serving, your customers, for your suppliers, every single person in the chain. And if you are relying on you and trying to do everything, you are going to drop the balls. Now, if you can understand this and understand that time is life, you should only be spending your time doing the things that bring you enjoyment and that you get energized from doing. And the reason that is because if you spend your time doing those things during the day, you can go back home to your family and you can be energized to hang out with them and have a great time, and then the cycle continues. But if you spend your time all day getting burnt out and then go home and you're burnt out and your family suffers from it, that's no way to live. Nobody got in business to do that. Everybody got in business for some sort of outcome, some sort of result. You found a need and you filled it. Honestly, I'd be lying if I said I didn't struggle with this for years, because it took me forever to understand this. From sitting in Seattle traffic, one of my first jobs at Wells Fargo, I moved in Seattle to South Seattle, Renton, and I drove from Renton to Shoreline every single day, which at that time it was about an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half in traffic one way. So I was spending about 2.5 to 3 hours every single day sitting in traffic. Those 3 hours every single day, I am never going to get back. But I was young and I thought that, oh, this job is going to change my life and I'm making so much at $11.50 an hour. I just didn't understand and I didn't value my time. And then it evolved to getting no-showed for meetings again and again through network marketing because I didn't value my time to be upfront with people. And so it became a long, long journey for me to fully understand and fully grasp this concept. And it wasn't until a mentor of mine, he was speaking and he said that he felt like he never wanted to live a life of obligation. And when I heard that, I didn't think too much of it. And as I sat and thought about it, I really was thinking, I'm like, what do I feel obligated to do? And at that time, I was working in a job I hated and I just didn't see a way out. I said, why am I continuing to sacrifice my life for this job that they don't value me in the same way, that they would fire me in a heartbeat if I didn't show up for any number of reasons? But it was at that point that I decided to start valuing my time, and I was no longer going to sit in hour and a half long traffic. I was no longer going to do things that I didn't want to do. And so as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you have to ask yourself, what do you feel obligated to do in your business? Now, like I said, you have a responsibility to provide that value to your customers, to your partners, to whoever you have express that you are going to deliver value to. That could be as simple as your employees, but that does not mean that you have to be the one to do it, because the business is the vehicle that provides that value. So as you grow your business and as you scale your business, it's important to understand that the reason you're scaling is to be able to predictably provide this value and fulfill your responsibility. But you do not have to be that cog. You do not have to be the person that is doing every single job, every single hat, but you just have to understand that you are either creating or allowing everything in your life. And as long as you choose to take over jobs and continue to undermine your employees and not teach them properly how to do things, of course, you're never going to have them produce the same results that you do. And until you can find systems, find ways of doing things, find automations and code, find money or capital resources to invest in yourself and invest in your business, of course your business is never going to scale. But at the end of the day, you have to look in the mirror and realize you are allowing that, and it is by choice. You have the responsibility to fix your time problem, fix your relationship with time. And it's a lot simpler than you think. You just have to be willing to see what part you feel obligated to do, where you feel like you have to do everything all at once, and just start to relinquish that control. And in the beginning, I know it's tough and you're like, well, I don't quite trust them. But if you trust in you and you trust in the results you can deliver, and you are the one organizing the system, you are delivering the system, well, then you should be able to trust that the results that whether your employees provide or the code you provide is going to be able to consistently deliver those results. So you just have to ask yourself, what do you feel obligated that you have to do, and how can you fix that? Now, if you feel obligated that you have to deliver every product, you have to show up at every site, then that is an issue, and you have to check your relationship with that and figure out what is the reason for that. And once you figure that out, you need to use the appropriate solution and create the appropriate leverage in your business to take you out of that position, because you should be living a life of choice, not of obligation. Coming around full circle, you need to fix your relationship with time, and it's bigger than just your business. Now, it's important that you create leverage in your company and that you understand that time is life. Not time is money. You should lose that from your vocabulary forever, and understand that time is life, because there is hundreds and hundreds of surveys of interviews of patients on their deathbeds, and almost all of their regrets, all of their I wish I would have's, all stemmed around time. Nobody wishes they made more money when they're on their deathbed. They wish they had more times, and they wish that they lived a life truer to themselves. Now, if you stay in the rut of time is money, you will never live a life true to yourself. You will always be chasing money. You'll always have different excuses. You'll always be the burnt out version of yourself, which is the opposite of living a life true to yourself. And so living a life of no obligation and living a life 100% of choice is up to you from this point on. Now, first and foremost, I would highly recommend you go pick up Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. This was one of my favorite books in 2024 and honestly changed everything that I did in business, and from creating systems, creating automations, and just understanding leverage more than anything. And his replacement ladder on understanding how to hire and how to hire effectively and just what to do. And the biggest thing that affected me was the time audit. Understanding what you're doing currently in your life that is sucking up your times. And so not only should you pick up this book, but you should just do a time audit on yourself. Understand where your time is going. If you are running your business and you are spending every minute delivering or servicing or doing every job inside the business, you will have no time to work on your business and do the fun things, and let alone be able to go home, be your fullest version for your family, your friends, any other outside hobbies that you like to do. And so do the time audit and figure out what's burning your time, what's draining your energy inside of your business, that you can start to replace those things, that you can start to create leverage with those things, and to be able to start to finally buy back your life, because that's what this is about. And Dan Martell's book is called Buy Back Your Time, but time is life. So as you buy back your time in your business, you're truly buying back your life in every single area. And all it takes is starting at one point. You don't have to be perfect tomorrow, but you have to progress. If you don't do anything, your business is never going to grow and your life is going to suck. You're going to hate your life and you're going to wish that you either didn't start your business, or you're going to wish you didn't quit your job to stay in your business. But you need to start making the choices that are going to pay off, that are going to create leverage in your business, so that you can start to live a life truer to yourself. And from this point on, you are choosing to be a victim in your business. If you do nothing, you continue to complain about your business not growing, or your business sucks because you have to wear all the hats, then that is a choice that you are making because you don't want to change. All change is hard at first, but you just got to start somewhere. It's not going to look pretty. It's not going to be what you pictured. You're going to fail a bunch, which is another skill and even another form of leverage, I would say. But you have to start somewhere. And so pick up Dan's book, Buy Back Your Time, do a time audit, start to understand the things that you feel obligated to do and start to eliminate those from your life. And last and finally, and for the millionth time, just understand that time is life and start acting accordingly.